Joining me now is Dr. Jayne Morgan, a cardiologist and executive director of Piedmont Healthcare's COVID task force in Atlanta, Georgia. Dr. Morgan, thanks so much. Good to have you this morning. One thing, I want to help our viewers here because viewers might be wondering, understandably, wait a second, I'm already vaccinated. Many are at least, and some are not, but I'm already vaccinated. Why do I need this? And what does this say about the vaccine that I've already received? Can you explain to people how this works and what additional protection it would provide, a booster?
Certainly, and thanks for having me. One of the things we have to remember is that as we have developed an increasing number of variants, these new clusters of mutations, we've seen the efficacy, the way that these vaccines work, drop somewhat. So from 95% to 84 to 82%. And we want to make sure that we can continue to keep the efficacy, meaning how well these vaccines work, as high as possible. And so that's why these boosters are going to come about. And we saw Pfizer submit to the FDA yesterday. They looked at all patients at the 8 to 9 month mark. I think they submitted for 6 to 12 months out. And I think that that is entirely acceptable, because certainly people who've received their vaccines, say in December and January and February, what we have seen is that we see a waning or slight dropping now after the 6 month mark of that immunization protection.
Doctor, good morning. How necessary is this, given that you've said we could face a variant that could overcome the vaccination status of the immunized, right? Until we have large swaths of this country decide to get vaccinated initially, this virus keeps mutating, getting more contagious, more dangerous, threatening young people more. Will these booster shots help prevent against at least that rapid acceleration?
Yeah, that's such an excellent question. We absolutely want to get first doses into everyone as soon as possible, such that we can reach herd immunity. And it could be then that boosters will become unnecessary at some point in the future, but we're not there yet. And because we're not there, and we continue to be challenged by these variants because of the development in our unvaccinated population, then Pfizer and others are moving to get ahead of this in as much as we possibly can to protect those who've already been vaccinated and to keep that level of protection as high as possible. We certainly don't want a situation where we now have two populations that are at risk, the unvaccinated and the vaccinated. So we're trying to make certain that that population can still remain protected.
Right. And just quickly, as a practical matter, will this happen? Would boosters happen like vaccinations, first vaccination shots happen? In other words, free, available, provided by the government, et cetera?
They will be free. As far as I have heard, they're going to be free and available, and the rollout will be very similar to the rollout that we saw with the initial single-dose Johnson & Johnson and double-dose Pfizer and Moderna. We will see that rollout in that order with healthcare workers, frontline workers, those 65 and older, and we'll continue to see it become younger and younger and younger. But we'll have our most vulnerable and most at-risk populations first.